Milo Cake says, watching the GLR video may give you new ideas to grow. If it's like helpful, I'll watch it, but I'll watch it. I watched the first one he did, so I think I already know what he's gonna say. Like, I watched the cult video, so I've seen the cult video, so I know that one's mostly about the raid fail and everything like that. If this is just gonna hit on the same beats, then there's not that much that is of interest to me, I guess. For me, it's kind of like, if there's helpful stuff for me, I would like if you just told me that personally. I don't know if it needs to be a video, but obviously if you can get a video content out of it, then obviously for that channel, I guess he's going to do that. But if it is so Dresser's also backing up. Definitely watch the GLR video. It should be helpful to you. It depends on if it's stuff that I know that he's just saying I should do. So like, if it's like, don't say the raid will fail, well, I'm probably not going to change that. Like, that's just what I believe. Like, it's impossible. That's just the content that I have. There's nothing else to really change about that. Oh, wait. Drusser says, basically, GLR talks about how your video titles basically sabotage your growth. Well, that's more interesting. I don't know if my video titles sabotage my growth necessarily, but I know there are no O'Hara's videos, and I know he pits me against O'Hara in that. Negative titles, you mean? The cult video is a cult video. I mean, we know he wasn't actually saying it's a cult video. We know he wasn't actually saying it was like a cult or whatever, but he's got to have, hey, that's a negative video. What do you mean? What? The cult video is a negative video title? Why am I not allowed to have... What? I think I get what he said. Obviously, negative video. I don't think my video titles are negative, though. I wonder if they are. Obviously, in comparison to O'Hara, because O'Hara has, like, the best video titles out there. But let's take a deep dive. I should probably watch the video first, so I know what I'm talking about before I do anything. But I do want to see my video titles recently. I definitely agree that video titles are not so good. From mine compared to, like, someone like O'Hara or his, things like that. Kaido already spoiled the rest of Wano. I think that's an okay video title. Why Yamato is definitely not joining the Strahd crew. That seems kind of negative. That does seem somewhat negative. Kaido's going to beat the shit out of Gear 5th Luffy. That also seems kind of negative. Why the Nika fruit fits Luffy better than the Gomunomi. I think that's positive, though. That's a positive one. Evi Strahd's unique character thread in Wano. I think that's positive. It's not even positive. It's just neutral. All right, I got to watch the video because I don't know. I'm just reading your comments, and I don't know what I'm necessarily... I'm sure there's stuff to watch from there that I can pick up that would be helpful. All right, I'm seeing so many different things right now, and I'm just going to watch it later. I'm going to try and keep a open mind and not try and read any malintent into any of it. Talha Juhan says, live react to GLR video in 2x speed. Yeah, those are the type of videos you want to watch on 2x speed. So anything like, I shouldn't even say this. Don't watch my videos on 2x speed, all right? It hurts the watch time, okay? You all watch the videos at the normal speed. In fact, slow it down if you can. But other people's videos, please, speed that shit up. Save yourself some time. Save yourself some time. AWH says, Hiyori has a mythical Zoan model peacock. Peacock's tears have... Sorry, this seems interesting. Heal miracles. She 100% healed the scabbards from death. Frankie is about to run into her, and it'll be logical enough to make sense. That's a really interesting idea. That might be right. That might be right. It is an interesting video. Shuge says, react to it. Okay, should I react to it? I don't know if I should react to it. The bigger question is, can I react to it? It took me a good amount of setup to basically, like, what do you call? How do you say? It took me a lot to set up the stream to not fuck up when I filmed or like reacted to Film Z last time. So with that in mind, I don't know, an impromptu reaction. I feel like it's not that hard. But it did take me a while to set up chat here today. Chat was not working for the first like 15 minutes of the stream. Justin Holland says, praying for Dressrosa-style climax to Luffy and Kaido's fight. Praying for Dressrosa-style climax to Luffy and Kaido's fight, involving people of Wano and Strahd. Praying for Dressrosa-style climax to Luffy and Kaido's fight. Praying for Dressrosa. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, and I think we'll get that. I mean, like, you guys already know. What do you call? You guys already know my feelings. I do think that the people of Wano will be more involved for sure. Okay, how long is the video? Let's see. How long is the video? Can I reasonably react to it? Oh, I looked up GrandLineReview's channel. I should have looked up Dude in a Room. Let's see. All right, I have the video. It's not that long. I do want to watch it at like 1.25 speed, so that'll move things along a little quicker. I would watch. It's 12 minutes though. It's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes. Okay, I will watch the video. Wait. Phantom Greyfire says, Miss Super from Cigar Verk. Some big change is needed. Samurais are too comfortable in death, while Strides don't agree. Kids disgust. Kaido points to this behavior is not of winners. Yeah, I mean, you guys know what I think. I think that things are not going to play out this easily. All right, I'm going to watch the video. I'm going to watch it at 1.5 speed. Let's see if we can make this work. Will you guys mind if you can't hear desktop audio? I think you guys won't mind. Okay, but no, I'll do a poll. Because I don't want to ostracize people who don't want to watch me watch the video. Let's do a quick poll. Watch the video. Wait, let's be specific. Watch GrandLine. Wait, let's shorten it. No, we don't need to shorten it. GrandLine. No. I got it. Watch GLR video on Morj versus Ohara. So yes, no. All right. I'm not rigging this poll whatsoever. To be honest, this is a straight up poll. Oh, that's a resounding yes. All right, we'll do it. Let's see if I can not fuck this up. Okay, so my head becomes small, goes in the corner. Easy. Tricky part is we add the display capture. How do I do? Nope, we got it. Add source. Done. All right. Easy. Then we shrink this. Fuck. All right. Working on it. Okay, this gets small. And this gets about this big. And then we got this right here. And I think we're good. All right, everybody can see the video. Everybody can see me. This is exciting. I've never done like a live react out of nowhere. Disaster Master says it was a good run trying to get mod. Coding time. You can't just walk in and get mod. There's a process to this. You can't just walk in and get mod. I guess I should pop out chat too. Let me pop out chat so I can see that. All right. End poll. Okay. Wait, and desktop audio. Let me see if I can get you guys if I can get you desktop audio, then you guys have to stop calling me shitty at streaming, because if I can get that, then it's basically like that's everything. What more could you guys want? How do I make desktop audio work? How do I make this work? Who knows how to make this work? The partier says, Morj, I want yelling, screaming, and super fake hype from your reactions. We'll see. I don't know if this is that type of video. AJK says, when will the marketing lessons from you be taught? We need the knowledge sensei. Marketing means so many different things. Yeah, we should be proud of Morj. Will the video have audio? It will if somebody can tell me how to do it. Because right now, desktop audio looks like it should work. Is there a reason it's not working? Okay, how about I play some audio? You guys tell me. Can you hear this?
Tweet this to me on Twitter, which I believe believe is generally the place where the tweets happen.
Can you hear me?
Morj and O'Hara were close in subscribers. Would love for Dude in a Room to do a video about how Manu optimized his videos to blow past everyone else in like a year, while Morj stagnated even though his content is arguably a higher quality. And even though I replied...
That's such a terrible... Oh, no. No. Okay, well, we all know that's true. We all know that's true. Well, I'm not going to say the quality part of it, but we all know that... Okay, this tweet is true, right? When Morj and O'Hara were close in subscribers, would love for Dude in a Room to do a video about how Manu optimizes videos to blow past everyone else in like a year. Big props to O'Hara. He cracked the code like nobody else did, except for GrandLine. GrandLine also cracked the code, but just in a different way. While Morj stagnated, even though blah, 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 blah. That hurts to read, but that's just true. So, it's true. You can hear the speaker audio. Chino Wong says Morj scared lol. Yeah, I'm reading this right away. Turn it up. What did I just walk into? All right, let's raise the volume. I think this is the highest it gets though. The volume is fine, a little low. Capturing through mic, yeah.
While Morj stagnated, even though his content is arguably a higher quality. And even though I replied to that
Let me give one little thing, because I guess this is the point of the reactions, right? Reactions, you give your opinions obviously also on this. So one thing that people don't know though is that the time that me and O'Hara, it's referring to myself in third person, the time that we were closest in subscribers, I think it was probably like 2-ish years ago. I don't know if people remember, but I wasn't an active YouTuber for a long time. So any somewhat old Morj viewers or whatever know that like I would go on long breaks without doing videos, and I used to be more of like a once a month, once every 2 months, once every 3 months type of guy, right? So the biggest time that the time that we were closest was basically like when I was briefly grinding my channel and he was briefly grinding his channel, and then I think we're about probably growing at basically about the same rate. Fun fact, BDA Law was also doing the same thing at the same time. So we were all kind of growing basically at the same time. Then I took like a solid like year off where I would make like a video once every month, 2 months, 3 months, like once every 2 months, I'd say basically. And like I just was like, YouTube was the hobby again. Went back to being the hobby or whatever, just a thing I did on the side to kind of keep going. So that was the time that O'Hara passed me up. So that was when like the switch up really happened. And then after that, I think basically I came back to grinding YouTube, and then I think we were probably growing at roughly the same pace. And then he did his video on the Big Theory. Once he did the Big Theory video, then it was just, he was gone. Then he was just like, his channel blew up and everything like that. So I guess a little bit of context there in that, like, I guess GrandLine wouldn't know this, but the main reason O'Hara passed me up in subscribers was first because there was a long gap in me doing, I guess, regular content. And then when he skyrocketed, like, we all know what that was. That was the big video. So, just adding some context there. Let's keep going.
Probably wasn't the right person to tackle this because I'm quite biased in favor of one of the creators' practices over another. Unfortunately, I just couldn't stop.
Which one is he biased towards? That's the question we'll never know.
Thinking about it, because when I encounter a question regarding YouTube, I just feel the need to answer it for the sake of bettering my own practices. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to
move this along.
Tale of two channels. So for those of you who don't know, O'Hara and Mr. Morj are two very prominent YouTube creators who operate in the 1D niche. They both began
like being called prominent.
And to begin with, they both had a very similar style of content. The two of them would then go on to what all smaller scale channels should do.
This was such a nice... I forgot how nice... Hold on. Look how nice this... I forgot. We held this whole art competition. And it was nice. We got some good artwork. And it was like... It was funny because... Okay, I don't want to go too in-depth into this. But we had this art, which I believe Pitch Art did it, right? Tyus. So this, and the board was really, really nice. I'm detracting. Let's keep it rolling. Otherwise, it'll take 20 minutes.
The biggest problems that small channels face is finding that avenue for exposure. So this alliance introduced Morj's audience to O'Hara and O'Hara's audience to Morj. So this alliance, I'm probably just going to use the take I film. But for quite some time, if you watched one of those...
Justin Holland says, will you do a video on East Blue and Alabaster Saga? I think maybe not, just because I like those so much. I like those videos so much. But, sorry, not those videos, you know. I would like to do those videos so much because I like those sections of the story so much. But the reality is that there's not a lot of viewer demand for that sort of a thing. Add subtitles? I can do that. There's not a lot of viewer demand for that sort of thing. Yeah, I got you. I got the subtitles. So it's just like I would put a lot of time into Alabasta, and I think Alabasta, it's like, it's just not a hot topic video to do nowadays.
Were both part of the One Piece YouTube analytic universe, and they continue growing together at similar rates. However, Cut announced 2022, and there's a really big difference in scale, which is evident. But
it is very different.
Because the story here actually lies in the view counts. At some stage along the line, both of these channels have made fascinating inverse decisions that has resulted in this phenomenon. And that's why I find this case study so fascinating, because there is nothing else like it in our niche. So let's start with branding. Mr. Morj's bread and butter is One Piece and general media analysis. Amongst every YouTuber in the One Piece niche, he is the one with the most solid reputation for deep and comprehensive examinations of characters, arcs, themes, and even meta-narrative factors.
This is a nice video.
You're a one-man stitchwork master, but your staffing plan needs to go.
I'm not playing this ad. All right.
Examinations of characters, arcs, themes, and even meta-narrative factors. And O'Hara back in the day was no different. He built a strong brand based on raw analysis. And in fact, many of his most successful One Piece videos to this very day are deep character dives, as well as analysis based on key memorable One Piece scenes. I keep saying that word though, don't I? Analysis. It's funny because it contains the word name. But
I think we moved a little faster.
Both of these channels have that focus.
Well, actually, you guys can't keep up.
Every channel in the niche, including mine. The reason for this is because over time, different meta trends they've come and gone with YouTube. For example, way back in the day, long before but my channel, long before my channel existed, the initial meta trend was reviewing. The very first anime YouTubers on the platform pretty much exclusively just made review content. And this lasted a very long time and well into the birth of the One Piece niche. However, over time that changed and the meta became theories. People got tired of hearing subjective thoughts on the present and instead they wanted to turn their attention to the vast ideas in the future. So that kicked off the great age of theories. And if you're old enough to remember, there were a lot of videos that were like text to music, essentially written essays that you would actually need to read, while some sort of epic music played out in the background. In any case, the age of theories died down as well, at which point the meta evolved into analysis content. This uncoincidentally coincided with the golden age of video essays on YouTube. Incredibly long-form content based on giving you the deepest dive possible, which is a description you might find a little bit familiar, because that's exactly what Morj and O'Hara were doing. Their channels both came into being during the great age of analysis. What audiences prioritized back then wasn't subjective opinion nor wacky, insane future thoughts, but a core understanding of the material being discussed. And to be perfectly frank, these two rookie One Piece channels were doing that better than anyone. Again, including myself. During this time, what I focused on was more or less creating a One Piece online encyclopedia. I had a series of One Piece 101 videos, which were short breakdowns of each character, their personalities, and their role in the story, but also saga summaries and everything.
I'm not going 2x, because I don't think everybody can follow 2x. I'm waiting for the interesting stuff, because he is right, I think, so far. I definitely did not think about things in the holistic sense of, like, what overall is, like, the current era of YouTube we're in. Because in my mind, it's just like, oh yeah, video essays, that'll always be, like, a thing. I imagine that video essays are kind of always working, but... Sorry, one sec. Man, talking for so long. I always forget.
Since then, for quite some time, I definitely felt that my own videos were stagnant.
It dries up my
In
throat.
retrospect, I think that's because our niche has always been behind where YouTube as a whole is. Analysis content was still king in our niche long after the rest of the platform had moved on, and nothing made that position clearer than O'Hara's breakout video entitled The Best One Piece Theory You'll Ever Watch, I guess. And this is still the single most successful One Piece video, not just made by O'Hara, but our entire One Piece community. And at this point, you might be saying, but Liam, you told me that the age of theories was over. And it is, but this is not just a theory. What O'Hara's video did that no One Piece theory before it had done was dedicate a shocking amount of time and resources to pure production. This video was fast-paced, snappily edited, came equipped with a full score of music, sound effects, custom graphics, as well as...
Yeah, no one beats O'Hara's production.
Right down to the kind of stuff that your average eyeballs wouldn't even notice.
But, like, we knew this. Jino Wong says Morj having Awakening lol. No, like, I know that O'Hara puts, like, way more into production. And that's great and impressive. But I'm just not going to dedicate the time to do that. So, that's like... Yeah, his video's going to be successful because of high production. But, like, it's also not something that feasibly I'm going to attempt to match. So I'm more interested in what he wants to say about titles and everything like that. Ramona Villa says, get premium, you bum. No, why? That makes no sense. I'm not going to get... I have ad block. It's just... You know what? I have ad block. The only reason it's not working right now is because this is a new laptop. I have to get ad block on this laptop. I'll do that after the stream. There's no reason to get premium, though. No, don't get into the lighting. Don't get into... Okay, I swear to God. If he's going to get into the lighting, I swear to God. All right, this is not a case of... you want to talk about my lighting, my background? This is not a case of me not knowing this is an issue. Obviously, we can look at... We can look at me in the screen right now. This is obviously not a well-produced set. Or well-produced setup for a YouTuber whatsoever. 100% obvious. I'm very well aware. This is, however, a case of Morj basically pushing back what he's supposed to do over and over and just kind of letting things lie. So I know for a fact, obviously, I have to improve my lighting, I have to improve my background, etc. That is coming. That is a long time coming. Have you guys noticed my mic quality has improved somewhat recently? That's a piece. These things weren't all on the wall at one point. That's a piece. These things come along very slowly. The new laptop, etc. I'm just very slow with that sort of a thing. But you know what? This might be the kick I need to maybe add some stuff to the background and maybe change my lighting up a little bit. I'll do it another time. But, you know.
His warm Germanic face, contrasting against it, creating some very nice depth. Also, it's all color grading. I know that O'Hara spends quite a bit of time color grading his footage, which is, it's absolute. If you've ever tried to get into the world of color grading, you'll just know it's a pain. But all of those aspects add up to an exciting experience. The theory itself,
Agreed.
Look, it's almost irrelevant in my personal opinion. In fact, I even made an entire video more or less debunking the core theory itself. The true achievement here isn't the content, but the production, if that makes sense. The fact that everything is so tight, sleek, and considered gives the theory itself credibility that it would not have if it was presented in a more standard format. The production of the video is designed to make you feel hyped and excited, which is why it set this niche ablaze almost overnight and started a new age. I mean, raw analysis, it was already on its last legs, but for me, this just killed it outright. And what we entered after that video was the age of excitement, where now we make content specifically designed to give viewers an exciting, positive experience. And that doesn't necessarily have to
This
be
is kind of fun.
For example,
I think I'm enjoying reacting to something while talking to you guys. This is opening up my mind a little bit.
content specifically designed to give viewers an exciting.
You know, maybe we've got some new content for streams coming up. Maybe there's some more to do here. Hold on.
For example, One Piece chapter reviews have now morphed into content designed to emphasize and share the experience. And even analysis content, it can definitely still work, so long as it's not packaged and presented as dry, raw analysis. And finally, to bring this back around, this is the major point of divergence between Morj and O'Hara. Morj's brand is still firmly rooted in that raw analysis, whilst O'Hara has become something of a One Piece hype man. He exists to provide his audience with an experience comparable to that of reading or watching the series weekly. Mr. Morj's videos are like listening to a well-researched, written and spoken academic dissertation, whilst O'Hara's content is more like watching a Hollywood movie based on a hypothetical scenario within that dissertation. As a result, one of them is going to appeal to a more general audience than the other. And something else I want to highlight, which
he's not saying I'm negative though.
This is a huge difference between both.
It's just straightforward.
It's the power of positivity versus negativity. To go back to
No, fuck. All right. I thought that's what you guys were talking about. You're like, he's more negative. I'm like, no, he's just saying I'm well researched, I suppose. But that's not the case. All right.
3 years ago on the YouTube, not only was deep dive analysis the way to go, but specifically critical analysis. There was that whole age of media analysis very much characterized by long-form negative critique of huge film series like your Marvels and your Star Warses, which is something I found did definitely impact One Piece. When I made negative critique videos at the time, they would perform significantly better than just generally positive stuff. But again, that has shifted over time. In my experience, now,
Morj character development.
experience attached tends to do much
Bruh,
worse
read
than
O'Hara's
positive
comment.
videos. And this is very relevant because a good portion
O'Hara's in chat? Wait, is O'Hara in chat right now?
of Morj's content is sold via negativity. Like, not outright hating negativity, but things like this recent video about why Yamato is definitely not joining the crew.
No, that's like one video. That's just one video. Oh no, that's
At least I'm assuming it's shit. I suppose it could be any four-letter word starting with S.
I'll get that ad block soon. But Kaido beating the shit out of Luffy it's not negative. I don't think that's hype in its own way, in my opinion. What do I know? I've got like 100 subscribers. O'Hara's got like 600k. Let me just listen. I'll listen and process. I see it. It is technically negative. But like, I think it's... I'm okay with that one.
Kaido is going to beat the soap out of Luffy. Why is soap the only word I can think
Oh, the comments of that video are defending me?
You might think that this is a minor feature, but it isn't. It's a very common threat.
That is very sweet. Guys, that is so sweet. I ought to message O'Hara or something. Not right now. You guys will see my Twitter DMs. But that is very sweet. Now I look bad if I don't say it. I should say something. I'll say something at the end.
What everyone gets wrong about Destiny. Why Zoro might not be Endless Master.
No, that... shit. Why are all my videos so negative?
These pirates will get up and awaken. The final argument for the raid failing. So much of what is on this channel is it's kind of like counterculture. Whereas most channels are praising and enjoying the experience of Luffy and the Wano Alliance, many of Morj's videos are almost sold on...
Okay. I see what he's saying. So I think it'd be one thing, if he was saying, like, you can take these titles and make them more positive. I guess I should let him finish. But here's my thoughts right now. So one thing, I guess, if it's like you should make your things more positive or more positively spun. But at the same time, like the inherent topic itself, right? I can't go against what the inherent topic itself is. And that's the topics that I want to talk about. So like my goal, obviously, like no YouTuber is going to be like, oh, I don't want my video to be successful. Everybody wants their videos to be successful. Everybody wants their channel to grow, etc., etc. But at the same time, like I'm still going to make topics that are honest or that like I actually want to make or actually believe in and I think are interesting that I want to share, right? So in that vein, like if I'm going to keep doing these topics. If he's saying that I should find a way to spin them in a more positive light, that's one thing. If he's saying that I shouldn't do videos that, talk about how plot events are going to go in a different direction than people are expecting, then that's like a whole different discussion, because that's just, then we identify the problem, but it's not really a solvable problem, because it's not really my goal to I guess, change the content of my videos to basically not talk about the things that I think are interesting or that I think are going to happen. So I guess there's two different discussions there. Maybe one being like how I could change my titles, basically. But at the same time, if it's like change the content, then it's like a lot, then that's a lot different. These are the type of comments that I'm just like, what is going on here? Are we watching, like, how does me watching this turn into this? Andrew Connor says, are you getting, oh, you guys can't even see, right? Because I've made my camera screen so small, but there's just some comments I'm looking at here. Andrew Connor says, are we getting a Mihawk versus Zoro duel in Elbaf? I don't think literally in Elbaf, but I think in the Elbaf arc. I think theirs might be a side fight that happens during the Strahds versus Red-Haired Pirates fight, and I think that they might just do their own separate thing somewhere else. Like, they might literally leave the island to go somewhere else to have their little duel. Ramona Villa says, I feel you're hurting inside. Here, get some therapy. Get some therapy. We still love you, negative grandpa. I mean, like, what he's saying right now, I get. It's just, it's not a solvable issue, you know what I mean? Outside of, like, just not doing the type of content I do. But I could work on my titles and find a way to make my titles more, I guess, palatable for more people. Wait, I'm missing a super chat. Hold on. Phantom Greyfire says, Miss Super from Future Mech. Shanks literally walked in and got Morj from the Gorosei. Shake my head. I don't know what that means. All right. We'll finish the video.
Problems, which is fine, that has its place, but if I had to speculate, I'd say that people are less keen on negative content these days because the past 2 and a bit years, they've really been quite difficult for people throughout the world. Life has not been particularly great, so when they head over to YouTube, they're looking for an escape, something to make them feel better. And so right now, I think the more positively geared video will usually outperform the negative. It is, of course, dependent on the topic, but especially in the One Piece niche, because in the end, getting involved in a series like this is an act of escapism. I read the series and I engage in its community to feel better, not worse. And I think that's what Ohara has quite powerfully tapped into. His videos promise not only quality and hype, but also positivity. He's not here to talk about problems, he's just here to share the experience. Now with that said, I do want to point out something interesting, which is that Mr. Morj's most successful video in the past 3 months is a Marineford analysis video. And according to the theory I've stated so far, this sort of video, it should not work anymore. However, it actually taps perfectly into the modern meta through the title, Why Marineford is the Greatest Manga Arc of All Time. Because it promises not just positivity, but like justified positivity via analysis. You click that video to engage in a solid hour of geeking out with someone who can perfectly articulate how you feel. It's such a solid example of...
It's slightly weird. I know it's for the purpose of the video. But it's just like slightly surprising when it's like, oh wait, he went through my last X months of videos to find like the video that's been doing that the best. Because I'm just like, fuck, like I was audited basically without me realizing it.
Morj's existing brand lining up perfectly with the current meta, and it doesn't necessarily require making an hour-long analysis either. It really is the title that does a lot of the heavy lifting by promising the greatest manga arc of all time. It sounds positive, it's exciting, and it's something I'd want to click on, and I did click on it, I watched it, and it was a great video.
It's dependent because so GrandLine's making an assumption here. The reality is, I think it's more so the watch time and retention, so the video itself that kept it, because when I dropped that video, the actual click-through rate wasn't that high. So I think it just took a little bit for it to catch on just because it was doing well by YouTube's other metrics. So basically, if you don't know, YouTube basically values certain things, your initial click-through rate for sure, but then also generally how much watch time, how much engagement, etc. people have with the video, the retention rate, things like that. So click-through rate is king at first, then over time the other factors kind of balance things out and make YouTube realize if this is a video people are engaging with or not. So then if that is the case, then YouTube will tend to push that video even if the actual click-through rate isn't that high. Click-through rate, for those of you who really don't know anything whatsoever, basically click-through rate is how clickable is that video. Basically, if that video is showing up on your feed, how likely is somebody to click that? So Marineford, I don't know if he's spot on. I get what he's saying overall. I guess I'm just splitting hairs at this point, but it's not quite accurate to say that like that video did better because people saw positive title and then they're like positive title, positive framing, I want to watch it, etc. But more so because like the actual video content was, I guess, like, because the click-through rate, like the amount of people actually clicking it at first was relatively low. It just got boosted over time because YouTube saw it performing well and like the watch time was up, retention rate was up, engagement was up, etc. So over time it just bumped. And then I guess the click-through rate did improve over time as YouTube was basically like pushing the video more and I guess to more people who are interested in that type of content. So I don't know, but I get what he's saying there.
There are a ton of other factors as well, but I think the basics boil down to one channel living in 2022 to, whilst the other is still stuck in a previous meta state. And to prove that point even
I
further, we can even
I
compare
didn't
this
even
to
know I'm
Morj
in a
and
meta
Jojo,
state.
who is probably the most
I didn't even know I'm in a
positive
meta state.
on the platform. And sure, she doesn't have the sleek technical production of Ohara, but that's actually why she is the perfect illustration, because Sophie is an example of just raw positivity. Whatever technical finesse might arguably be lacking in her videos is more than made up for by
Wait
the
a
fact
sec.
that she lives
This
in
is
the
just-
Joy Girl, as the name implies, exists to spread the joy of One Piece. It's a channel where you can just go and feel good about the series that
This
you
is
love.
just
It's not
Grand Line
something
talking
that's
up the
considered.
This is just Grand Line talking up the banana boat. This is just Grand Line talking up the banana boat. This is a banana boat what do you call? Commercial, basically, advertisement.
The joy of One Piece. It's a channel where you can just go and feel good about the series that you love, as well as share it with someone who embodies that love. So this is a current example of raw positivity versus raw analysis. And as it turns out, positivity comes out on top. In the last 30 days, the new subscribers of Mr. Morj and Joy Girl tell a very interesting story. Having just gone through some of the biggest developments in the series, some of the biggest hype that we've ever experienced, one channel has significantly outperformed expectations, whilst the other has dipped below them.
Don't
The
look at my
story is
numbers.
because the Mr. Morj channel frequently
Don't worry
achieves
about
around
it.
10 times the views that the average Joy Girl video attains. So look, I love Sophie. She's a great colleague of mine. We have a podcast together about bananas. But at this stage in her career, she should not be outperforming a channel with 10 times her regular views, which tells me that Morj has an incredibly solid core base of viewers, but is really...
Now it feels slightly mean, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Joy Girl's obviously the one of the fastest growing channels. Nothing to be too upset about with that, but more so how it was phrased, which is that there's how was it phrased? Hold on.
We have a podcast together about bananas.
Not this
But at
banana
stage in her
part.
career, she should not be outperforming a channel
She should
with
not be
10 times
out-
her regular views, which tells me that Morj
Oh my god, that makes me look so bad. She should not be outperforming a channel that has 10 times her regular views. All right, I need you guys to do something. Do not go unsubscribe from hearing basically how terrible the Morj channel is. Don't go everybody stay. All right, we need every person in this chat to basically stay. We're all staying. We're all staying, and no one's leaving the bubble. Everyone stay.
has an incredibly
Keep going.
solid core base of viewers, but is really struggling to expand further beyond that core base, resulting in a near state of stagnation. Meanwhile,
Agreed.
Ohara is constantly evolving to the point where he can't even take a casual walk down the streets of Tokyo without running into another 10,000 new subscribers. For all of you watching though, here's what I want you to take away from this video. If you're
I
watching
want
on
that.
YouTube, don't copy what is successful right now, because what audiences want is always changing. What worked today will not necessarily work tomorrow. And by the time you do, break through, several tomorrows, like a lot of tomorrows, will have suddenly passed. So it's kind of difficult and a real pain, but you've got to look towards the future. Recognize the current trends and try to predict their destinations. I'm sure that several of you have already predicted the ultimate destination of this video, which is my dome. Alright, where are you? I need to put you in a video. Ah, there you are, in your bush. This is Puck's bush.
That's an Australian Shepherd. Big surprise. All right, everybody. Did you guys have a good time? Did you guys enjoy that? Oh, I actually didn't lose viewers during this time. People liked watching the what do you call? Whatever it was. The reaction. Fiji says we smoking on that Morj pack. God damn it. All right, hold on. Let's get the stream back to normal. I'm getting rid of this display thing. We're done with that. All right. I started that being like, oh, I like doing reactions. And then I ended that being like, okay, I don't know. I don't know how much I enjoyed watching that reaction. Because, like, okay, what did it give me to work with? Okay, let's talk productivity-wise. What did it give me to work with? I now know I should have titles that are more positive. Lighting, etc., that'll come. That'll come soon enough. I've kept putting it off for a while. But better production, that'll come. But beyond that, yeah, I think that like positivity, etc. I'll see if I can swing that. It wasn't so much like here's what Morj can change. It's just more like here's how it is. So it's just like, yeah, that is what it is. I'm not gonna change the type of content that I do necessarily, but I might change how I try and title it because that is probably a good thing to think about. Phantom Greyfire says Miss Super from from MK Beast. Cybel Mac needs $100 for medical bills, please. Needs $100 for medical bills, please. I don't know if this is the place to go for that. Rusher says, get a bookshelf like Murphy. It does so much for her well-read image. I had the bookshelf, but it was constructed backwards, so I had to replace that. And I didn't replace it with anything. I kind of just moved it to another room. And I think beyond that, I'm going to possibly get shelves put into the wall. Then that's basically... the closest that we can get. There's a few things I have planned, but you know how it is. Like, there's other things that come up, etc. And then, like, it's like, okay, redesigning my room, I'll do it at some point. I do want to redesign the room soon. And GrandLine's video Dude in Room's video was a good, I guess, like, reminder that I should do that. So credit to that. Ivan back from the card shop says, if it makes you feel better, I definitely prefer your channel to the others. It's just different audiences. One happens to be slightly bigger. That's true, but I want all the audiences. I don't want you guys. I want all the people. I want everybody. You think I'm happy like this? I'm kidding, by the way. I know that my, like, obviously, the content that I do is alienating to some people, largely because of probably the raid fail element, but I 100% appreciate everybody who's basically like, even if you don't necessarily believe the things I say, you're at least interested enough for that perspective that you are like, you know, a regular viewer, etc. So maybe this is not the thing to joke about. I do genuinely really value basically like the people that are regular viewers of my channel, because I know that like the stuff that I've been saying is not the popular opinion. And if it's not the popular opinion, especially the way that I'm spinning it, which, you know, as GrandLine pointed out, like Kaido's going to beat the shit out of Snake Man, Kaido's going to beat the shit out of Gear 5th Luffy. That's not necessarily what everybody wants to hear, but I'm happy that even if you don't necessarily believe it, a lot of you at least want to tune in to see the perspective, get that discussion, etc. Take Inventory says, you don't do One Piece videos for the views, you do it because of your passion for the series and your deep intellectual understanding of the source material. You were the GOAT. Happy birthday, man. Take Inventory. It is not my birthday, and I appreciate literally everything that you said right there. I mean, I'm not going to pretend, though, that, like, every YouTuber, no YouTuber is like, I don't care about the views. I do care about the views, just not to the point that I would change basically what I am saying for the views, right? Obviously, I care about the views. I title my videos a certain way because I know that that will get more views than the other way. But like, it's just everybody has their own line for how they want to do things or what they want to express. So it is what it is. Ramona Villa says, positivity doesn't mean changing, just use words different. Yeah, I think that's like basically an angle that I could go with. It's not necessarily changing my content, but definitely changing my titles and how I do things. Instead of Luffy will lose, Seikaido will win, etc., especially in the titles. That's a good point. And I'm not going to pretend that like that video wasn't helpful or illuminating in a way, because the titles is something that I could change. Polma says, reaction videos are fun and in BTW. Had a good time watching. Your content is awesome, and I'm sure you continue to grow and open up to more things. I will probably do more reactions because that was fun. Like, that was actually fun. It might have just been because it's like a video on, like, I don't know, it's a video talking about me and my channel from an outside perspective. So it's like, it's more interesting to me to watch, but hopefully that made it more interesting to you guys as well. Tobus 93 says, boxing match live stream, Morj versus GLR with BDA and Sensei on commentary, and Telling as the guest referee. Make it happen. People have asked for a boxing match between us for a long time. I don't know if I want to do that. Dirty Danky says, edit the VOD, make a react channel, post VOD, profit. Dude, honestly, because I'm thinking now, I'm like, this video, right? I could upload it onto the next channel as like Morj whatever stream, or I could chop it, drop another video, which is like Morj reacts to Dude in the Room's video. And I think, honestly speaking out loud, I probably am going to do that. Probably just chop it. Barto Clip says that entire GLR video is a case of correlation, not equals causation. Your content rocks regardless of how little you fanboy. I do personally think, but GrandLine looks more into broader YouTube trends and stuff than I do. So this is my unfully informed opinion, not fully informed opinion, right? This is my take on it, which is I think that he was making maybe some connections that I don't know if it's necessarily positivity versus negativity versus like what you believe versus what you don't believe. So like, for example, let's say I'd never said anything about the raid failing before. Never said anything about the raid failing before. Never said that. And I dropped a video talking about the raid failing, right? And something very confident, like everybody's going to lose right now, whatever, right? I believe that video would do very well, despite it being technically a negative video, right? Because it has the shock value, it's new, etc., right? So I do believe you can get really good viewership, whatever, out of something negative. I think what's happened more so, in my opinion, is that the reality is that people know that I believe the raid was going to fail for a long time. So at this point, a lot of people are less inclined to tune into that, not because of negativity versus positivity, but just rather because a lot of people don't believe what I believe. And so it's like, well, I don't want to tune into, like, listen to the views of a channel where I don't necessarily believe what that person is. Like, they have a different perspective and they know they're coming in with a totally different perspective than I have on the series. So I think it's more so that than the positivity, negativity. But I could, like, it's probably multiple factors. There's no single factor that explains everything. Pro DLC says Denjiro will be the Kuma of Wano. I don't personally think that. Phantom Greyfire says, miss Super from Luke Cotton $2. Kaido can have flashback when he is knocked out. I think that'd be a very disappointing flashback. Unless it's like he's knocked out, has the flashback, gets back up. The Dirty Danky. Nope, we covered you. Novaland says, trust me, Morj. If the raid fails, your subs will skyrocket. You'll become the Messiah again. Yeah, but I think I have to wait like 2 months. We're talking about the immediate, right? I think for raid fully failing, because we have to go through this little sequence, then Kaido's flashback, right? Then Kaido probably, awakening and everything. Like, we're at least probably, like, my guess, personally, if we were to guess right now, my best guess is raid failing chapter, like, 1053. Or not raid failing chapter 1053, but Kaido beating Luffy again on 1053. Little bit of trivia you guys may or may not have noticed, but Kaido tends to defeat Luffy on chapters that end in 3. 923, 1013, 1043. I wouldn't be surprised if 1053 is like Oda's little continuing callback to that little thing, or it might be a total coincidence. I don't know. But my guess is basically we'll probably get a chapter or two of the Momonosuke scene, basically Luffy possibly punching or about to punch Kaido, or maybe giving Kaido a punch, maybe knocking Kaido out momentarily or something. I think that's 1 or 2 chapters. Then like probably 4 or 5 chapters for Kaido's flashback. So maybe around 1000. Like, it's a couple months away. So it's like, I don't mind waiting that long, but if I could make my videos in the short term do better, that would be great. Eric Trelato says, happy birthday, Morj. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Fun fact. All right, we can publicize this. So me and Eric, Red Force Podcast, go check out their podcast, guys. Go check out their podcast. They're the best One Piece podcast out there, period. And they're very regular, and they do lots of fun segments. Go check out their podcast. The Red Force Podcast, Eric and I have a $1,000 bet on the raid failing. $1,000. GrandLine and I, as you know, we have the sub bet, shouting out the other person to subscribe to the other person if you lose the bet. But Eric and I have a $1,000 bet on the raid failing. So that's fun. Huckbuck says, One Piece poster behind you, problem solved, honestly. Yeah, there'll be stuff. I don't know if it's going to be a One Piece poster or not, but there'll be visuals for sure. MF Bond 1 says, hey Morj, I disagree with GLR. You're my favorite One Piece YouTuber for a reason. I love your unique style, and that you are who you are feels genuine. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it quite a bit. Mr. Crescent says, Morj is a capper. Fiji says, Morj, we need a 10-15 reaction stream. So many people have been asking for that. If I'm watching that episode, I probably just want to enjoy it. Maybe I'll do it. It would be on Twitch or something like that. I'm scared to do it on YouTube. I'll think about it. I'll throw it out. MF Bond, I think you accidentally super chatted twice, but thanks. Double thanks. Milo Cake says, now that you're hooked on reacting, 10-15 time. Honestly, I'll probably do more reactions. I'll do more reactions. I'll figure it out as we go. But reactions, I don't know. It's definitely fun. Happy birthday, Mork, says Ashkan. Thanks, man. It's not my birthday. Take Inventory says, GLR's opinions are irrelevant if Vanderdecken can just throw a planet at him. That is a good point. Everyone's opinions are irrelevant if Vanderdecken can just throw a planet at you. Phantom Greyfire says, what did he say? Hold on. Missed it. Fuck, I missed it. What's Phantom Greyfire trying to say? Denjiro will be the Kuma of Wano. No, we covered that, Phantom. Katie getting swept before our eyes? Oh, man, I can't believe I missed. I'm probably going to call the stream in a second. But thanks, everybody. I don't think I'll be able to catch any of the next game, but it'll be good to know that it's happening. Future Mech says, happy birthday, Morj man. All I was saying was that Shanks got modded by the Gorosei as soon as he walked in. I see what you're saying now. No, people don't just get modded like that. There's a process. There's a path. Dylan Desmarais says, hey Morj, I saw an interesting theory on Reddit. I don't know who, since Kaido was talking up Haki this chapter, they were saying that Blackbeard was still Luffy's fruit, and that he'll have to beat him with Haki alone. I do believe that, by the way. Can you link me that theory on Reddit? Because that's actually... So somebody brought this up earlier today, right? Okay, so full story, right? Somebody brought up earlier today in the stream, all right? Don't you think it's bad that, like, Luffy with this broken fruit is fighting against... Not broken, but they said, like, Luffy doesn't have a basic fruit anymore. Won't that throw off that he's fighting Blackbeard? Because now you don't have the contrast of basic devil fruit versus Blackbeard with his broken devil fruits, right? So I held off on what I wanted to say there because a couple streams ago, somebody came in. I think it might have been last stream, literally last stream, maybe. Somebody came in and basically talked about how it's possible Blackbeard will steal Luffy's fruit. I definitely believe that. And I actually have a whole theory on that. Okay, because of that person. I'm not saying like I had that idea originally, but somebody came in, gave me the idea. They said, Blackbeard, what if Blackbeard steals Luffy's fruit, right? Since they said that, I think a million things in my mind clicked, but they are all contingent on the raid failing, which is why I don't want to share it, because I'm tired of sharing things that like, it's just like building on a theory on a theory. And I think that that's just going a little too far to share in a YouTube video. But please send me that Reddit link. Obviously, whatever this person says in that Reddit link, if/when I do a theory on this, I will credit that person. But I already have quite a bit that I want to say on that, because a lot of things seem to click into place for me with that basically being a possibility of Blackbeard ultimately getting Luffy's fruit. I think a lot of things actually set up in this Wano arc for things to happen, for Luffy to actually lose his fruit. I don't want to say anything here anymore on it. I don't want to say anything here more on it, because now I'm sounding like a crazy person. Fiji says, the streets need it. You need it too. You just don't know it yet. I'll do it at some point. I'll watch 10:15 at some point. I don't know if I'll react to it. Eric Trolado says, wish Morj a happy birthday, chat. He is 19 today. Yeah, thanks. I'm in my sophomore year in college, guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna share it. Just it's not like it's a very interesting theory, I would say. It's an interesting theory. It's not something that I'm even pushing is necessarily going to happen. But I think that there's some very interesting things that you could draw out of current events. You know what? Here's the deal. If/when Kaido beats Luffy one more time, I will drop that theory right away. Okay? If/when. If he doesn't, then I won't. Dylan Desmarais says, hi, No, we covered you. You're the one who gave me that little tip. MF Bond 1 says, Vanderdeck and Solo's GLR, irrelevant opinion. True, Vanderdeck and Solo's everybody, though. Take Inventory says, Vanderdeck and L plus ratio GLR. BDA losses maybe third best. Maybe, what are you talking about? Maybe third best. I've lost the train. Yeah, it's in USD. Levy cases, Morj, I enjoy your videos and the perspectives you bring. For example, though I don't believe Smoker will join the Straw Hats, but your video made me want it to happen. That's always funny to me, I guess, when like somebody comes out of a theory basically being like, not only do I believe this now, but I would prefer it to happen. So I'm always happy when somebody switches over to Smoker for Nakama. It's my favorite. Makes no sense for Thomas Cass says, makes no sense for Momo to hold up Onigashima after Luffy wins. 1, Odin held the scabbards after he lost. 2, would be less impactful following Luffy's win. I mean, I'll throw out the counter, which is just like, well, maybe Momo moves it or puts it down somewhere or something like that. Like, but I would agree. All right, everybody. BDA was talking about best OP YouTuber and Mr. Morj. Best OP YouTuber. Who's my favorite One Piece YouTuber that I mean, I'll just be honest. The One Piece YouTuber that I used to watch the most, because I don't watch One Piece YouTubers nowadays, it's Tekking. It's just Tekking. If I like watch like a Brago video or like a BDA video, I'm watching because I know Brago, and so I'm just like interested in his thoughts or whatever. But Tekking is someone who I'd watch for basically pure entertainment. Ivan back from the card shop says, Mr. Smorge, happy 13th birthday. Nova Lance is not sure about how cost effective it is, but I think looking into commission thumbnails might help as well. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, everything's an investment. I guess you guys understand from my perspective, basically, which is like, I'm like, despite everything, whatever I said recently, like, I'm mostly happy with where things are YouTube-wise, so I don't feel like the push or the incentive to really up things necessarily. And I am, to be honest, waiting on basically the whole raid thing to play out, because that's like what I'm most interested in, obviously, at the moment. So like, I'm not kind of sweating like, how do I improve my channel or whatever at the moment. It's just like, I'm happy with it, pretty consistent. I could do improvements and stuff like that. I know I should, but I don't know, I'm just like putting that off. Maybe I'll do it nowadays. Maybe I'll do it in a couple weeks or something like that. Or this week. I don't know. Probably not this week though. But yeah, commission thumbnails. There's always things that I could do to add to the channel basically that I haven't been doing quite as much lately, but I could, probably should, and will at some point. Take Inventory says, I'm going to make your Tekken power scale a bit. All right, that's... well, I'll look out for it next stream. I don't know how consistent you're probably going to be with that. You'll probably forget by next time. All right, everybody. Oh, wait, Super Chat almost missed from Thomas Kaz. No, we covered you. All right, everybody. I think we are good. I think that was an enjoyable stream, an enlightening stream. And you can watch out for the post-chapter discussion and also my reaction to Grand Line Review, Dude in a Room's video, coming out tomorrow. All right. I'm trying to give a pause because I always end the streams abruptly, and I don't know how to fix that. Because I hit end stream, and then it like rewinds. You guys don't understand.